Moldova, Europe's poorest country, but also maybe one of its most misunderstood. The country was once part of the Soviet Union and is situated right between modern-day Ukraine and Romania. The majority of its population are ethnically Romanian, and I think is a really interesting time to look at the country because they're moving further towards Europe and they're even applying for EU membership. Reportedly, it's the least visited country in Europe by tourists. So, let's see what it's like.
Right, welcome to Chisinau. This is the train station here. It has gone from a few people to no people like that. As soon as the train's left, everyone has gone and it's now empty. So this is Moldova's capital. From what I've seen, they get 2 trains a day. There's one that goes to Bucharest and one that goes to Kiev. That's it. So we will head in now. I need to change some money over to Moldovan and then go into the city, and I think first things first is a coffee, if I'm honest. Yeah. I am knackered and I'm glad to hear that Simon agrees. So yeah, get that done. Right, managed to change some money. This is the outside of the station, and we're gonna head into town and get a coffee or some breakfast or something like that, because my hotel will not let me check in until later for definite, because it is only 9:20. It is still very early. So yeah, you can come with me while we explore Europe's least visited country, Moldova. Well, wandered up to what they call the Sectorul Centru, which is pretty much the main street of Chisinau. Lots of fairly nice shops, lots of currency exchanges. Absence of coffee shops so far, but they might be further up, maybe, you never know. So yeah, carry on wandering. Just thought I'd show you this because it's probably a little bit more hustle and bustly than you were expecting. Okay, fully caffeinated. Simon's just gone off to the airport, so I am going to wander down to my hotel and I'm going to try and drop this bag off, if I can't check in at least, and then see what the city has to offer. Okay, my hotel is slightly less central than I thought. Well, we'll wait and see what this is like after dark, I suppose. But there it is. That one by the sort of 3-storey building. I'm almost certain they're not going to let me check in. It's only 10:30. But it's worth an ask, and even if they can take my bag for a bit, then it's literally a weight off my shoulders. So yeah, we'll see what they say now. Okay, as predicted, too early for check-in, but I did leave my bag, which is good, so I can walk around a little bit more freedom without my bag. Met a nice enough chap from Manchester in there on his holidays. Went to Transnistria as well, which is what I'm doing tomorrow, which will probably be in the next video after this, so that'll be one to watch out for. So we're gonna wander into the centre and see what's going on in Chisinau on a Wednesday late morning. So, like I kind of said in my intro to this video, Moldova is the second poorest country in Europe after Ukraine, and also it is the least visited country in Europe by tourists, which presumably doesn't help in terms of the economy stuff, because as much as some people don't like it in some countries, tourist money does pay the bills sometimes. Sadly, Moldova's only really known for 2 things, and that is wine and being part of the former Soviet Union. Yeah, other than that, I don't really know anything about the place. So that's kind of the idea of today. See what Moldova is like, see what Chisinau is like. Yeah, that's about it really. is a cool looking bar by there on the street down to my hotel. Might check that out later. Yeah, it could be the place to be. You never know. Right, back on the hustle and bustle of the main street here in Chisinau. There is the National Theatre over there. Don't know what that nice looking white building is, so maybe go and check that out now, see what's going on. I'll be honest, and I don't mean this to sound offensively at all, it's a lot nicer than I thought. It's not run down, it's not dirty, it's very clean. It's quite a nice place. Okay, so that nice white and bluey building is it's like another theatre basically. Yeah, I don't think it's open. I might check it out this afternoon. Yeah, there's a lot of cops around. I don't know if that's normal or whether there's something going on today. But well, this is quite a pleasant and peaceful park, right in the city. You've got the main road by there. I assume that's some kind of government buildings over there. Yes, government house. Just looked on my phone, which looks quite imposing and pretty Soviet. I assume that was the old Communist Party headquarters over there. We've also got a triumphal arch coming up, which is not something I necessarily expected. But here we are, and I'm looking on my phone. It was built in 1840 for the Russo-Turkish War. So yeah, we've seen triumphal arches I've seen in Skopje, Bucharest, and now Chisinau. Impressive. It is quite impressive as well, actually. And I'm sure it would have been even more impressive in 1840. Well, I'm going to be completely honest, it's nice enough, but there's not a ton going on. It's a city of about 500,000 people, and I mean, it's a Wednesday, sort of 11:30 in the morning. I can't imagine it'd be too busy or too much going on, but there is nothing happening at all, and this is like dead centre. So I just keep wandering around, see that road's seen better days, hasn't it? Crikey. Wouldn't want to be in a wheelchair or pushing a pram around here, would you? Look at that. It's just a sheer drop or something. Yeah, made it here, just looked outside. Apparently it's 50 Moldovan for entry, which is the equivalent of about £2, I think, £2. So what, like €2.50? Bargain really for a national museum. Building looks nice too. Not quite sure why there's a statue of Romulus and Remus. Not really sure what that plays into the Moldovan national history, but maybe we will find out when I go in. Okay, so a lot more of the ancient.
Well, it's certainly a swanky building.
History, stuff with the Romans and the Dacians, which I find really interesting. Just kind of what I'm into anyway. Didn't realise that the Dacians came up this far. I thought it was probably more tribal, but yeah, pretty interesting. Loads of Roman coins, bits and bobs like that. Yeah, pretty cool. Well, we seem to have skipped quite a lot of history, but I suppose that's probably because nothing changed for a few hundred years, I wouldn't have thought. This is all sort of 18th, 1900 stuff. Yeah. All about when they were conquered by the Ottomans. The actual decor of the rooms is fantastic. It's very ornate. And I think this might be some of the Soviet stuff in here.
And we moved on into the room about more modern Moldovan history. So this was about when the province of Bessarabia declared its independence from Russia. And then we moved into the more interesting Soviet stuff. Lots of relics of that time period, obviously. and
Okay,
then
well, that
into
was pretty
the real
interesting.
modern
Sort of
stuff
rounded
when
out
Moldova
my
declared its independence from the
understanding of
Soviet
Moldovan
Union.
history, and I also
And this
understand why there's
flag
one
is
of the real
signed by
estate now,
all of the
because
members
they were
of
in
the
fact
First
under
Parliament.
the ancient Roman sphere of influence. So it is nearly 12 now, so I'm probably going to wander back to my hotel and see if I can check in. Yeah, and then probably get some lunch, I guess. Not eaten since lunchtime yesterday, so probably due a bit of lunch, really. Well, just got myself a lush looking little pastry for the walk back to my hotel. It cost me 96 pence exactly, because I paid on my card because I didn't have any small notes and I didn't want her having to break a 50 when it was only 22. Yeah, looks nice. Basically just pastry with cherry jam, I think, which right up my street, especially for less than £1. Okay, check-in is fine. Let's take you up to my room. See what this hotel cost. 30 quid a night? Yeah, let's see what 30 quid a night gets you in Chisinau. I'm in 204. Down the blue corridor. Let's see what is this. Hello. Well, this is very nice. Nice big bed. Fair play. Oh, there's some dirty socks in there. Lovely, they've not cleaned that brilliantly. I just saw the cleaners. Oh. Mini fridge with some stuff, which I'll be honest, I will not be using. Now let's have a look at the bathroom. Oh, this looks fine as well. Actual shower. Yeah, nice. Can't go wrong with this for 35 quid, I don't think. Yeah, pretty good. Well, what started as a little rest for a bit turned into a bit of a nap because I was very tired, which I think is probably fair enough considering I didn't really sleep all of last night on the train. I'm going to head out now. It is about 2:45. I'm going to get some food and then going to head to the football because there is a game on in Chisinau and I'm going to go and watch that. Something like that, but there's a lot more going on now, to be fair, so I think maybe just timed it badly earlier by coming up here. You know
Well,
what?
it didn't end up with as long for lunch as I thought I would, so ended up going for McDonald's.
A little bit, I don't know, odd to go to a Mackey's when you're abroad, but you know what? When you've got 10 minutes until the bus you want to get down to the football and you need something to eat because you overslept on your nap, absolutely perfect, literally brilliant. So over there by the theatre is where I'm going to get the bus down to the football. So yeah, I'll get down there and check that out, and we'll see what the football's like. Well, as can happen when you are overexcited and rushing, I got on the wrong bus. I've now just had something flick up into my eye. Yes, I got on the wrong bus. I was supposed to get on number 5 to a specific place. I got on a number 5 going somewhere else. It happens. But I've had to just get off. So I'm back at the train station now. So the train station is like down over there. So I'm going to have to get on another bus from here down to the stadium. So no real harm done. It is 3:30, so half hour till kick-off. So it'll be fine. Okay, finally off that bus. That was really annoying. If that bus had been on time and hadn't gotten stuck in traffic, I'd have been here at 5 to 4. Perfect timing, get into the ground, kick off. That bus got stuck in so much traffic that it's now nearly 1:15 and I've going to have missed a chunk of the game. So annoying. What can you do? Absolutely nothing. So yeah, well, all sorted in the end, so I'm going to enjoy the football. Well, welcome to Moldovan football. Don't get many more Soviet-looking backgrounds than this. Right, well, that football finished 3-0. Zimbru with a better team, really. Probably for the best, being the home team. I'm going to get the bus back into the centre, hopefully get the right bus first time around this time. And then, I don't know, 6 o'clock. I'll either go for a beer and then food, or food and then a beer. Doesn't really make a difference. Yeah, been quite a nice day here, to be honest. It's quite a nice place. I mean, obviously out in the suburbs at the minute, but they're clearly doing a lot of work to try and spruce the place up. Because, like, I mean, this is a bit shitty now, but that's because they're building a whole new pavement. So yeah, quite impressed actually by Chisinau. So just off the bus back in the centre of Chisinau. The interesting thing about how they do the buses here is that it's the same way that they do in Albania, which is that you get on and there is a conductor on the bus and you just pay the conductor. So it was 6 lei for the bus every time. 6 lei is equivalent to 26 pence in the UK. So what would that be in euros? I don't know, 35 cents. Crazy value. There's no distance limit either. It's just 6 lei. And apparently that's just gone up, and apparently it was quite controversial. So yeah, public transport, very, very affordable, as you can imagine, which is why they're rammed all the time. So yeah, just thought I'd pop that in there, just in case you were planning on coming and you wondered how much the buses cost. Right, I want to get a snack and some pop or something for my room tonight, so let's have a little look at how cheap groceries are in Moldova. Well, it's absolutely no surprise to anyone who's travelled around Eastern Europe that the supermarket is basically the same as any supermarket anywhere. Similar in style to Lidl in this one.
I got a bar of chocolate,
very,
bottle
very
of Coke Zero,
affordable
and
for
a big
groceries
litre and a half
over here.
bottle of water, and it cost me 56 Moldovan lei, which I think is probably around £2.40, I think. Absolute bargain. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, the Coke Zero would cost you £2.40 in the UK. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, very cheap country to buy groceries or snacks or whatever it is you need from supermarkets, really. So I'm on my way to what I've been assured is a staple of Chisinau food, real local place. I'm going to Andy's Pizza. Apparently Andy's Pizza is where all the locals go. Apparently it's the place to be. So yeah, we will give it a go. See what it's like. I mean, it's going to be pizza and presumably, hopefully, by a fella called Andy. There he is. Well, as 24/7 pizzerias in Moldova go, it's pretty swanky in here. Not too bad at all, and correct, full of locals. I
kind of assumed it was going to be a Moldovan rip-off of Pizza Hut, but it wasn't. The menu was much better than just pizzas, loads of Italian stuff and some local stuff too, even sort of classic sort of shit food, burgers and chicken nuggets and chicken fillets and all that jazz. So yeah, looks pretty promising.
Nice. It might be the stuff I was drinking on the train last night, to be honest. Okay, well, that was Andy's pizza.
I mean, as much as all the rest of the stuff on the menu looked nice, it would be rude not to have a pizza in a place called Andy's.
It was, in fact, packed full of locals. That's just where they go for a meal. I assumed it was going to be some kind of like greasy pizzeria, a bit like Domino's or something, but it was not. It was really good. Probably go there again tomorrow, to be honest. Probably won't have pizza again. The pizza was absolutely massive, and yeah, just too big for me, if I'm honest. So yeah, just wandering back to the hotel now. I'm gonna get a fairly early night. It's 8:30. But obviously didn't sleep last night on the train, so gonna try and get a proper sleep tonight, and then gonna go to Transnistria tomorrow. Okay, so back at the hotel, and now is as good a time as any to wrap up. So yeah, in summary, Chisinau, pretty nice. Is it one of the best capitals in Europe? No. Is it one of the best cities in Europe? No. Is it a perfectly reasonable place for primarily local people to live? Absolutely. It's the least visited country in Europe. That's not really down to what it's like here. It's just a situation. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I quite enjoyed it, actually. There was enough here to do. Would I want to spend a week here? No, probably not. But do you know what? For a day or two, perfectly fine. People were great. Food was good. There was enough stuff to do for the day. Fine. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, stick around. Next up is probably Transnistria, because I'm going to be filming that tomorrow. So I'm going to tourist bowl for the day, and we're going to see what stepping back in time to the Soviet Union's like. So I'm sure you will all enjoy that. So see you next time.